today. Let's get more on the president's plan to limit the size and trading activities of big banks. Straight to Washington we go, and to White House economic advisor Austan Goolsbee. Austan joining us obviously from the White House. So Austan, let me ask you, after the president's comments, we heard a lot of people saying that this might be more politics than policy. Is it?
No, I disagree with that completely. Look, the president's been thinking about issues like this. This is quite central to the ideas put forward in the comprehensive regulatory white paper that he put out last June, in the House bill, in what we're looking for in the Senate. And this is one component. It's not the whole thing itself. But on this component, the president is on firm policy grounds to say these financial institutions are getting support and a backstop provided by the American taxpayer by being banks. And so it's inappropriate for them to take the advantages that they get from that and turn around and make investments that are going into their own bottom line.
Well, then do you kind of feel like Goldman took advantage of the situation by becoming a bank and getting the protection of the government? You know, if this goes through, Goldman could essentially stop being a bank and go unharmed here.
Well, look, I'm not going to comment on any individual institution. I will say that certainly one motivating factor in thinking about this policy is that as we have come out of the rescue situation, there are a number of institutions that took major access to the safety net provided by the American people in order to prevent the depression, and they've turned around and taken the money that they got very cheaply and invested it in proprietary trading for their own account. And that's not appropriate, and that's the kind of thing we're trying to address. Now, if anybody ceased to be a bank,
but Austan, my point is,
yes, if someone ceased to be a bank, if someone ceased to be a bank and became a non-bank, they would still be subject to all the resolution authority, the too big to fail, and they would have to go out in the open marketplace, raise money at whatever rates they can raise it, knowing that they can't fall back on the American taxpayer.
All right, but we had another guest on our air, Austan, you know, who made the point that a bank like Wachovia, they didn't get into trouble because of proprietary trading. They got into trouble because of making bad real estate loans. This doesn't get to the heart of that.
That's correct.
So how do we...
As I said, this is not meant to be the entirety of the president's regulatory reform effort. He has a comprehensive reform effort that addresses every aspect that led to crisis. So it addresses over-the-counter derivatives. It addresses all kinds of risky activities. It addresses too big to fail. This is not the reg reform effort in its entirety. This is meant to address the issue of inappropriate use of the backstop provided by the American taxpayer.
Austan, just got 30 seconds here. You know, one of the proposals put out by the president is called the Volcker Rule. Is this an indication that the president's listening more to Paul Volcker at this point than, let's say, Larry Summers or Timothy Geithner? Just got a few seconds here.
Well, he's been listening to Chairman Volcker for a very long time. During the campaign, he's the chairman of his Economic Recovery Advisory Board, as well as Secretary Geithner and Director Summers talk to Chairman Volcker quite frequently.
Hey, Austan, I hate to do this on air, but we'd love to have you stick around. Do you have the time to give us a few more minutes?
I'm not sure. Somebody's given me the signal right here, so I'm not sure that I do have that time.
All right. Well, we do appreciate that the time you did find for us. Austan, thanks so much. Austan Goolsbee.
It was great to see you again.
Great to see you, Senior Economic Advisor to the administration.